So let's have our first step towards data science. So from now, you will see a different concept from now, because we're done with all advanced core and advanced concepts of Python. Okay, so we have seen all the core concepts of Python, and we started with advanced concepts as well. And we dealt with different data structures. We dealt with different paradigms like procedural paradigm, functional paradigm, object-oriented paradigm. Okay, that's all the thing. Now we are going to step into some things. Okay, Krishna, I'll do that. Okay, so we're going to step into one of the major concept, okay, which is data science, and what are the prerequisite you should be knowing for data science. Okay, I think yes, Aditi, array is also a data structure, but array is not directly provided, as we already have a list data structure. So array will not be provided directly. So you need to import, okay, other modules, or like NumPy, and we also have an array module in Python, which will be treated as a secondary data structure, not as a primary data structure. So array is generally a secondary data structure in Python, but list, tuple, and all, they treat it as an array, which will be treated as a primary data structure actually. Okay, so that is a thing. Now, the first thing what you will be doing, so this is actually one of the thing I told you at my first session, like you need to learn Python. The main reason why people generally learn Python, so that they can learn data science, or they can go for machine learning, or they can go for artificial intelligence. Okay, this is one of the area where Python is used like anything. Or the only language available for data science and machine learning and AI, okay, is Python actually. So that's what the reason we started learning Python, and now we are concluding with this concept like data science with Python. So actually, like, they are again a kind of like we will be dealing with all prerequisite you should be knowing before going for machine learning and artificial intelligence. And followed by, from here, every topic will be like a course, or every topic will be like a project based kind of thing. Okay, so you can see some simple projects here, and you can end up with some projects doing on these particular topics actually, data science. And then afterwards we will be talking about something like okay, web development, how we can do website development and all. A glance on all these things we will have, but data science concept, a prerequisite for data science, will be spending some time, so that we can understand like what actually the life of a data scientist will be. If you enjoy these sessions, it means that you will definitely going to enjoy doing job in data science kind of thing. Big data and data science both are different, Aditi. Big data deals with your cloud computing, okay, deals with a large set of data. But data science is all about dealing with data, no doubt, but not exactly the big data, okay, but kind of data sets. And also we will be learning analysis of data in data science, not in the big data. Okay, even Rajshekhar, I didn't get you what about dictionaries. We covered dictionaries, right? Okay, fine. So let's get started with, let's get into first step towards data science. Okay, we all know that if you wanted to become a data scientist, or in order to be a data scientist, you need, in fact, as a data scientist, you will be spending embarrassingly large fraction of your time acquiring, cleaning, and okay, acquiring, cleaning, and transforming the data. Okay, so in a pinch you can always type the data in your hand, or you can have a minions make them do it, but usually this is not a good use of your time actually, right? So meaning, what it wanted to tell, that you will be spending a lot of time collecting your data. So that's why knowing about your data is very important in data science. Okay, so data is generally, we look at the different ways of getting the data in this way. Okay, like for example, we know that the data get from the different resources. The data get from live streaming, like your Facebook, okay, WhatsApp, Twitter, and all. You'll be getting a data from the cloud. You'll be getting a data from database. Yeah, you'll be getting a data from different file format like comma separated value, tab separated value, XML files, JSON file, or you can get the data directly from the web. So these are the things we will be learning in these sessions, how to collect the data. Okay, how to collect the data from different resources. Then afterwards, we will be learning how to clean your data, okay, how to clean up your data, and how to analyze your data. So these things we'll be learning during these sessions actually. So let's get started with the first thing. Even there was an author says that to write it, it took 3 months; to conceive it, it took 3 minutes; to collect the data in it, all my life. So basically collecting a data is a major step in data science actually. It's one of the major step in data science because you will get a data in a different format. Collecting up the data and providing the data in the Python format is one of the very crucial thing actually. That's why let's start working with the text files. Let's see, basically let's start with the basic text file, then we'll go for other file formats actually. Let's go with other file formats now. So I'll be writing here the subheading as, okay, working with text files. Okay, working with text files. Let us say that how we're going to work with the text files and all. So first thing is, let us see that how to read the data from the plain text file and how to write the data into the plain text file. So working with basic text files, the first step here, okay, the first step here will be opening file. The first step here will be opening file. In terms of working with files, you have to first able to open a file actually. Okay, you must able to open a file basically. Now if you wanted to open a file here, then you can see here, like for example, to open a file, we do have a function called open. To open a file, we do have a function called open, where I'll be taking a file name, okay, where I'll be taking a file name and the mode or the purpose of opening the file. Okay, purpose or the mode in which you wanted to open a file actually. So basically it takes multiple parameters, but file name is mandatory. This is optional because mode by default, I'll tell you, the mode by default will have a something like read mode. Okay, it will always open in the read mode if you do not mention. So this is default. This is default now. So it will always open in the read mode by default. Okay, it will take a file name and the mode. And what it will do after opening the file, it is going to return you, okay, return you the file address. File address. Even files in Python are objects, like what it will do is it will create a file object and will return you the file object, and it is your responsibility to store it back in the file reference. So you can create a file reference here, okay, and you can store that in a file reference. Let's say fr. So file reference I can create it and I can store that onto a file wherever the file gets open. Okay, so that reference will be created. So for example, we say f open and given a file name. A file name can be a complete path here, or the if the file is available in the current directory, you can just give a file name there. You can just give the file name there to open that particular file, because as we are dealing with a different set of files and all, I think completely getting switched into PyCharm will be a good option, because PyCharm has a nice directory structure, okay, where we can deal with all these kind of things. Now if you see here that when I write, okay, let's get open. Okay, so I will remove all these things. Okay, now we are having a plain script here now. So let me start writing the program, and you don't have to import any module or anything to deal with this, because all these concepts are defaultly available in our Python. So you don't have to import any module and all. Simply, if you wish to read any file, like you can see here, do we have any file here or not? Okay, let's see. do we have any file here or not. We will try to read that file. Yes, we have something like abc.txt file where we have some content like hello Ramana. Okay, I have some text here called hello Ramana. Okay, for this I will change it to something here. I'll say hello Udit. Okay, so if I say hello Udit here, then if I save this file and I wanted to read this file now. Okay, I wanted to read this file. So if I wanted to read this file in my program, or I want to open this file in my program, then what we will be doing is we will be actually opening this file. I'll say open, and as it is in my current folder, actually it's my current directory where I'm working right now. I can open that file directly. I can open that file directly now. Okay, where it is available? It is available in the desktop. I'm working from the desktop again, so it will be open in the same thing. Otherwise, I have to use the thing. So let's open and check whether it is getting open or not. abc.txt is the file name. abc.txt is the file name here where I'm opening actually. Okay, so but I have to keep that in file reference. I'll say fr is equal to file reference. Fr is equal to open, so it gets open. Now let us first guess that whether it is open or not. So what I will do is I'll try to print the type of fr. I'll try to print the type of fr now. So when I run this thing, okay, when I run this file now, and let's see that it's getting open actually. I did not got any error. I did not got any error. And here what we did is we printed the sorry Vishwajit, I did not get you. Python or R? What concept, like which, based on which you are asking? So it opens you a file object now. Okay, a file object gets created, and then fr will be referring to it. I told you even in Python it's a concept of functions. It's a concept of functions, right? Just 1 minute, guys. Someone at door. I'll just. Okay, so your question was like starting data science in Python or R. Okay, see, there are other languages as well like R and SAS. These are the languages available for dealing with data science. And actually, R is pure statistical language. It was very popular initially. People started writing code. Even when I started taking data science classes in 2016, okay, actually I started with R only because that time Python was not that popular for data analysis. So basically we have to start with R. Okay, but soon Python has come up with a lot of new libraries. Okay, like NumPy, Pandas, okay, SciPy, and a lot of machine learning libraries where the R like what I can say, Python started booming, and everybody from R has been switched to Python. So slowly, Python gained the popularity in data science and data analysis, and now completely take over it. Now R nobody using for writing data science. Very rare. Only people who are from mathematical background, who have statistical knowledge, they will go prefer R in that case because it is pure statistical programming language. Okay, so that's why starting with R will be okay, but this time I don't think like Python has so popular and so wonderful libraries. I don't think like R is going to help. And also this course we have learned all the syntax of Python and all, so that we can implement in Python. If you go with R, then you have to understand its own different syntax and again for it. So if you think like want to go with popularity, then obviously Python will be the only option. Nowadays, nobody was thinking in any other programming language. Python is the only option for data science now. Python is the only option for data science. Yeah, welcome Ishwajit. And I think Roshan, I hope we just talking about opening of file. Okay, so I will show you what is it mean actually. So here I open the file called abc.txt, and I also shown you type of fr. It tells you that type of fr is nothing but file type. Type of fr is nothing but the file type. So it's open the file in the file. Something like this. I was showing you the diagram. Let me show you the diagram what happens now. So what happens in the heap area, a file object gets created. Okay, what happens here now? In the heap area, a file object gets created now. So this file object is getting created. File object gets created with some address now, and this will be referred by fr. So creating a file is something similar to creating an other objects like integer object, string object and all. So I can able to create the file object, okay, and I can able to make that file reference to be pointing to that file object now. And what it contains actually, it contains the information about the file. It contains the information about the file, like name of the file, mode of the file, can I write it, can I read it, is it closed. All this information is available in this object, and actual file is available somewhere else. Actual file will be available somewhere else. The file object contains the information about the file. Can I check that information? Yes, you can check that information. How to check the information? You can simply say fr dot. You can simply say fr dot. You can just check the name of the file. You can just check the name of the file. It will tell you the name of the file actually. So when I run this code now, you can see here the name of the file is getting printed, which is abc.txt. So these are the information stored in an object now. So I'm proving that files are also objects in Python, which is not true with other languages like C, Java and all. They're not objects. They're just general things. Like you're opening a file, it returns you the file pointer, you'll be storing it and you'll be accessing the file. But here, generally it's an object and it has all the attributes available so that I can check the content of the file. Now I can check the mode of the file. I told you by default it will always read open in the read mode. So when I run this code now, it tells you I open in the read mode. The R here means actually it is in the read mode now. So we open the file reference is equal to open abc.txt. We say print fr.mode will open in the read mode here. Will open in the read mode, so that it proves. It also has something like I can also check something like whether it is readable or not. Whether it is readable or not. So when I say it's readable, then it will return you true because I open this for read mode only. Because it is readable, you can read the data from the file. So no need to write full address of file, like that's what. If it is present in the current folder, you don't have to write it, Satyam. If it is present in somewhere else, then you will be writing the full path. Like if it is present in D drive or E drive, then you will be writing the full path. I do agree. But at the time of writing the full path, make sure you write the proper syntax. Okay, there will be a very common problem while opening. For example, I have some file. Imagine I wanted to open a file here. Let's say, for example, I wanted to open something like counts. There is a file called counts file now, or expenses, something. This file is there, expenses file or count file. So I have this file now. I want to open this file. So I have to give this proper location. I have to give this proper location now. Okay, like I have to go here and open that file somewhere else, right? So I need to give that proper location. But here there are two ways. One way, actually what happens now, this will create you a problem because slash makes a different sense in Python. Slash makes a different sense in Python. So whenever you're using slash in as a string, make sure you put in double slash. Make sure you put in double slash, otherwise it will be treated in a wrong way. It will be treated in a wrong way. So you put double slash now. So either you put double slash, or I will show you one more syntax. So you can say text files And here you can mention that file name. You can mention the file name, which is, I think, counts or something. Let me at least open counts, counts counts dot txt. Okay, now I'll be opening that thing. Now I will open this thing and I will try to print the name of the file. Now you can see here, okay, I will just able to read it. It's showing me the complete path and the file is able to read it now. So don't, that won't change the address if we add extra backslash. No, actually you're telling that don't read this backslash, otherwise you will end up with an error if you remove this backslash. You see, when I remove this backslash, okay, actually what is happening here is it will treat that after backslash, suppose if any special character appears like n, it will automatically go to next line. It will be dangerous. Getting my point? Yes, that's true, Rajshekhar. That's true. So that's why this will be dangerous if you have any escape character after that. So that will be risky. So that's why we will put two backslash n. So even if you have backslash n here, if I put two backslash, it will be safe side. It will be safe side, so it will not change the thing. It will escape the first backslash and it will consider the second backslash. That is how it will work actually. So this is one way. Okay, this is one way. And other way is, if you don't want to use this backslash, if you don't want to use this backslash, then other way in Python you can tell. This is a Python syntax actually. This is regular in other languages as well. This is a syntax you will be using it. But in Python you can also tell them or treat them as a raw string. Treat it as a raw string, so you can put r there. If you put r at the beginning, it will always treat as a raw string and it will be giving no error now. It will be giving no error. Even there is an n here, it will be treated as a raw string only. It will be treated as a raw string only. It will not be appearing in blue color as you've seen. So it will not treat it as an escape character. That's what, if a single slash is there and followed by n, Shekhawat, it thinks that you are writing to go to next line, because backslash n is a special character for next line. And similarly, backslash t for special character for tab. Then you will end up with some problem. Okay, yes, R for read, that's true, Satyam. R for read. Any other questions, please ask me, because we're done with opening of the file. Okay, we're done with opening of the file. So once you open the file, then you can check all their purposes. Okay, you can see that some of the properties, okay, some of the properties about the file. You can check the file information. Okay, like what information you can check about the file info. You can check the file info. And what are the file information? You can check it. You can check the name of the file. Okay, you can check the mode of the file. You can check the mode of the file. Then you can check whether it is readable. Whether it is readable is a method. Whether, yeah, always use r at the beginning. That will be better, Satyam. That will be better if you use that as a r when you have a lot of backslash. Whenever you want to give a complete path, use always r at the beginning. That will treat it as a raw string. So that is always the best way to write it. So we can also check whether the file is writable or not, whether it is closed or not. So such kind of properties are available so that we can check about the file. Okay, we can just check whether the file is readable, writable, whether it is closed or not. So all these information is available. You can check here when I say fr dot, it shows you all the way whether it is readable, read method, okay, closed, writable, name, tell, mode, okay, buffer, encoding, error. These are the properties of it. Seekable, truncate, new line, all these are the properties available for the file actually. So we can print this information about the file. We can print this information about the file. The next thing is, once we open the file, it's perfectly opening. Okay, and also we check the information about the file. Next, let us see that what are the different modes we have to open the file. Let us check what are the different modes we have to open the file actually. So the different modes we have here for opening a file is, we already learned about R. We already learned about R mode, which is a default actually, which is a default. So always your file will get open in the read mode. Always the file will get open in the read mode actually, right? So it gets open in the read mode. But what is meant by opening in the read mode actually? Okay, the first thing is, okay, the first thing here, if you're opening in the read mode, is okay, is first thing is actually file should be present, otherwise it will get you file not error. You can make changes obviously. If you open a read mode, sorry, you cannot make changes, Aditi. If you open that in read mode, you cannot make changes for that. Okay, now you will see that that's what it says. You readable means it's you can able to read only. You cannot write something in a file. When I ask him, is it writable? You will be getting an error. When I say, okay, fr dot writable, okay, fr dot writable, it will be getting an false saying that you cannot write it now. Okay, see, it's giving some problem. Why it's giving? Oh, the path was wrong. No, yeah, right. So it was study. So that's why it's saying that this error I was talking about, right? So false. So file was not found in the correct given path. Now it's saying false. It means that you cannot write it, guys. You cannot write it now. Okay. So let's get back and talk about what is meant by reading. So first thing is file should be present, guys. File should be okay. File should be present. File should be present. Otherwise, okay, will get file not found error. Otherwise, we'll get file not found error. Okay, this error we will get when the file is not present. Okay, I can write in next line. Otherwise, okay, it will get file not found. File not found, error will come. Just now you have seen that file must be present, otherwise you will get the file not found error. If you try to open any file, it should exist before. Like that's why I use counts.txt. Suppose if I say count.txt, which is not available in that path, I will be getting an error called file not found error. No such file or directory available to open, so it will not able to open that file. So always make sure whenever you're opening in the read mode, the file should be present. Otherwise, you will get the file not found error. Otherwise, you will be getting the file not found error. Second thing is cursor must be present there. Okay, second thing, cursor will be pointing at the beginning of the file. Second point about the mode here is the cursor will be pointing at the beginning of the file. Okay, file cursor will be pointing at the beginning of the file. At the beginning of the file. At the beginning of the file, meaning the file gets open and the cursor will be pointing at the beginning of the file now. Okay, so that is actually the read mode. So can I read it and display it onto my output screen? Yes, you can do that. So let us work on this and see that what is there here now. So what I will do is I will just open different thing here now. So I will go here and give the file name as ABC only, because let us read from the current directory so that we can print and see it. Now, if I open this file, you know that it will get the thing, and taking the data from the file is very easy in Python. Anyhow, we'll talk about in detail. I will introduce one of the method called read method. One of the method called read method. What is this read method will do? It will read all the content from the file, and using the print I'm trying to display here now. When I run this code now, you see hello Udit is getting printed, which was I have written in the text abc.txt file. I went and changed to hello Udit, and it's getting me from the file and getting printed onto the screen. So that's what I told you. Whenever we open the file, first thing the file should be present. Otherwise, I will be getting a file not found error. For example, I'll try to open abc.txt. I'll be getting a file not found error because there is no abc2.txt. But when I run abc.txt, it's perfectly working. It's able to get the file, and file cursor will be pointing at the beginning of the file. It will read all the data from that file now. From the beginning to end, all the data will be read from the file. So this is our first mode actually. First mode. Okay. Second mode is actually write mode. Second mode here we have is write mode now. W mode. So W stands for write. Okay. So what is this write mode actually? The write mode. Okay. The write mode. First thing, it checks file exists. Okay, first it will check readable and writable gives true and false. Yes, Satyam. Readable and writable will give true and false. Okay. If it is readable, it says true. If it is writable, if you open for the write post, it will say true again. I will show you all these things, don't worry. I'll show you all the way. Now for writing purpose, it checks whether the file exists or not. First of all, it check for file availability. Okay, it checks for file availability. If not, it will create a new empty file. It will create a new empty file. Okay, new empty file. And also, okay, also it will actually erase all the data. Okay, if file available, check for file availability. If available, it will erase the data. If not, it will create a new empty file. Okay, I can say like this: file availability. I can say that if available, if exist, then okay, uh, uh, erase the data, erase the existing data. Okay, erase the existing data, and cursor will be pointing at the beginning of the file. And file cursor will be pointing at the beginning of file. Otherwise, if not, it will create a new empty file. It will create a new empty file actually, right? So that's what happens when we open for the write purpose. So file cursor by default always at the beginning of the file. Yes, no, it depends on the mode actually, Kudal. It depends on the mode. If you open in some other mode, the file cursor may change. That's why I'm writing here where the file cursor will be. Yes, that's true, Narinder. You may lose the data. There will be no data available in that case. Okay, so that's why few things I will be pointing out here, guys. Few things I'll be pointing out. That is file not found error. We will get first thing. Okay, and also I told you file at the beginning of the file. It erases the data. Okay, it creates a new empty file. It will create a new empty file, and the file cursor will also be pointing at the beginning. So these are the important points you need to remember about the mode, every mode actually. Now I'll prove you what happens if I open in the write mode. How to open in the write mode? Simply you can go here and say W. Or you can say mode is equal to W. Perfect. Both of them are correct. Mode is equal to W. So mode is a default argument. You can say mode is equal to W. It will read it. Now, if I say that some of the things like name of the file, I can check some file things. I can check the mode of the file now. I can check the mode of the file. I can check whether it is writable. Or readable first of all. Okay, readable. I can check whether it is writable or not. Okay, writable or not. So you can see here, this will definitely print the name of the file. This will print this time the mode of the file as W, and this will say false because it is not readable, and finally it will print true because it is writable. Now you see, as expected, first output will be abc.txt, which is nothing but the name of the file. Second output here is the mode of the file, like W, then false because it is not readable, and true because it is writable now. So that way I'm getting all the information about the file. Understood, everyone? I open the file in write mode and I check all the information. Now you go and check in the file. The file will be empty now. File will be empty, so it erases all the data. There is nothing. Hello Udit is gone. Because I told you it will erase all the data and open the data. So if the file available, it then erase the data, and file cursor will be pointing at the beginning of the file. File cursor will be pointing at the beginning of the file. Now, for example, like I don't have abc.txt. If I open abc.txt, I will not get any error. It will simply create me a file. And you can see there is no abc.2.txt. We have abc and abc1, but we don't have abc2.txt. Now I'll run this code now. You will notice here that file will get created. Now I will not get a file error actually. I did not got any file not found error. Simply it will create a new empty file. Simply it will create a new empty file. Now you have abc.txt, which is an empty file. So I can delete this if I am not required. Okay, so this file I can delete it now. Perfect. Okay, it got deleted. Okay, perfect. So that's looking good, right? So it gets deleted and we got this thing. So there was a question, if we read a non-existing file, then it will give error not with write. Yeah, if we read a non-existing file, then it will get error, but not with write. That's true with it. So always it will open a file. If it is not present, it will open an empty file. Okay, so you can always create a new file and then you can write the data into the file. You can always open a new file and write a data into the file. But suppose you want to open an existing file, like I already created hello Udit. Okay, I already having some data here called hello Udit. Now I wanted to say something else. Okay, and then you have to open that in a append mode. Then you have to open that in the append mode, so the data will not be available. Their data will not be thing. I will also show you one more thing. I was talking about the file cursor, right? I can show you where the file cursor will be. fr.tell, there is something called tell which will tell you where is the file cursor. Let me show you with write mode now, or will show you with the read mode now. I'll show you with the read mode. Let's see where the file cursor will be. So I'll be opening this and you can see where the file cursor will be. So you can see here the file cursor is pointing at the 0. 0 means beginning. 0 means beginning here now. Even if I open this for write purpose, even if I open this for write purpose now, okay, then also it will open you in the beginning of the file. Okay, then it will also open you at the beginning of the file. Now you see the file cursor will be pointing at the beginning of the file. Now, if I have some data here now, hello Udit, okay, and here I wanted to go here and say that I wanted to open in the append mode. I want to open in the append mode, then you will notice that file cursor will be pointing at the somewhere else in the 10th location. So file cursor is pointing at the 10th location, and also you notice that file data has not been erased, and cursor is pointing after that Udit, so that you can write some more data into the file. Yes, Abhishek, I will definitely. So append mode, I'm just teaching. Okay, append here. Got it? Yeah, thank you. Let me check with Abhishek. Append mode. Did you understood? Append mode is for adding new content in the file. Let me write down. You will understand what is meant by append mode here now. So basically, append mode here. Okay, basically an append mode here will be okay, like here it will first tell you, okay, it opens an existing file without erasing the data. Okay, it opens an existing file, it opens an existing file, okay, without erasing the data, without erasing the data. And okay, and file cursor, and file cursor will be pointing, will be pointing, okay, at the end of the file, will be pointing at end of file, at the end of the file. So important points to be noted down here, that it will be pointing at the end of the file, okay, and without erasing the data. Actually, it will open existing file without erasing the data. If it is new file, it will be creating a new file, it will behave like a write mode only. So it is an advanced kind of thing for the write mode. Okay, we just started this, we started a new concept like writing, dealing with text file. Actually we started a new topic, like first step towards data science actually. Okay, how we deal with data science with Python. So we just started with first step. We are dealing with how to deal with files, how to deal with the data. So we started with a very basic data like plain text data, because we should be knowing like how to read the file, how to write the file, what are the different modes of the file. So because you will be doing all these operations onto the file, you'll be doing all these operations to the file now. So this is append mode now. Let me check what is the difference between read mode and append mode. Read for reading the data. Okay, it will simply take the data from the file. Append is for open for writing now. Append open for writing. When you notice here, it's saying you that you cannot read the data, you can write the data. Actually, your question should be, what is the difference between write and append? Read and append is totally two different things. Reading is data is different, and writing or appending the data is different. So you cannot read this file at all. You cannot read this file. You can write some data into the file. Write will erase the data and replace with new file. That's true. I hope you got it, Abhishek. Your question should be difference between write and append. Read and append is totally two opposite things. So reading is different. Something like read and write, same difference you will find with read and append. But only difference is append will open the file for like existing. Yeah, I will show that. Yes, that's true. That's So these are the three basic modes of the file: read, write, and append. Read, write, and append. You find in every programming language. And the concept, whatever we discuss, it's same with every programming language. But you have some special modes as well. We have an X mode. Okay, we have an X mode here now. End of file is actually, yeah, it's end of file. EOF is nothing but end of the file. So always files will have a special characters called end of the file Shekhawat. So that's how internally it deals with when it reaches to end of the file, it will stop. Okay, printing or something. So this is how your end of file will work. Okay. Yeah, thank you. So now let's talk about the X mode. Any guess what is this X mode is all about? Any guess? Not exactly. We started with PyCharm SK because I am dealing with lot of files here. So basically, PyCharm will be good to deal with dealing with different files actually. If you have a different files to deal with, Python is one of the PyCharm is one of the good IDE because with other way I kept lot of files. So like means putting them in order will be very difficult if I directly work with it. So mixed mode, Venkat thinks that it will be a mixed mode. Mahipal thinks that it will be executable. Reading and writing. Okay. Let me check with others as well. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like why Aditi is silent today. Okay, so Aditi says read and write. Uh, Rajshekhar, maybe arithmetic you're thinking. Let's say I want to open this for X mode now. X mode now. Just tell me what will be the output of this program. What will be the name? What will be the mode? What will tell? What will be readable and what will be writable? Not all, like name is not required, mode is not required. At least tell me these last three things. What will be the output of the last three things, so that by pure output I can see, okay, you might have guessed right. I'm just asking you to guess because it may not be you may not be knowing it. That's why I told you it's new in Python. It's new in Python. If it is there in other languages, at least you might have guessed. Like if I ask you what is A stands for, R stands for, or W stands for, then it's easy for you to answer. But now you just have to guess it. Okay, let me explain you what happens now. You know, actually, when I run this program, I will be getting an error. At least, can you tell me like why error? I will be getting an error at the first line itself. Actually, if you are thinking where we will get an error, is it because of name or mode or something? It will get you the error at the first line only. Any guess? Any guess? Any guess why it will? No, it's not related with any closing of the file. Anyhow, tomorrow we'll discuss in detail about closing of the file. Okay, but it's not relevant with the closing of the file. Any guess why I will be getting an error? Okay, let me show you what is this more thing actually. Then you can decide that what is mean by these things. So what X mode will do is, it will always, it always, it always creates, it always creates a new file. It will always creates a new file. Okay, okay. If the file exists, okay, it will always create a new file. First thing I told you, it will always create the new file. Okay, if if file exists, if file exists, if file exists, it will give an error. If file exists, if file exists, it will give an error. Okay, if the file exists, it will give an error actually. So let's see what will be about this particular thing. So first thing, couple of points to be noted here, that it always creates a new file. It always creates a new file, and if file exists, it will give an error. So exist will give an error. That's something opposite actually. Something opposite now, because it will always check for file is exist or not. Okay, so file is exist or not. So I hope it's clear now. Let me check with the people here. It will not work with existing file. Okay, yes, it will not work for existing file. That's true, Nitin. Mahipal says file already exists. It will give an error. That's true, Mahipal. It made some revolution, I believe. Yes, that's true, Shikawar. Why it won't overwrite or something? They'll check if the file exists or not. Yeah, I will repeat once again. Yeah, I will repeat once again, guys. Okay, okay, Aditi, Roshan, I will repeat. Yeah, so I will do that. What does it mean actually? Basically, I was telling you that it will always check file exist or not. It will always create a new file. Okay, if file exists, it will give an error. What does it mean? That it will check whether the file is available or not. Like in this case, a file is available already called abc.txt. The file is available here, which is called abc.txt. So that's why I will be getting an error. I will be getting an error because the file is already available. Now you see, you will be getting an error called file exist error. It's not show you that file not found error. It will tell you that file exist error. File exist error, meaning that file is already available. So as I told you that it will always creates a new file. If the file exists, will give an error. What is the application? If you understand the application, you will get some idea. If you understand the application, you'll get an idea. Example, the applications are log files. The application are log files. Because what happens to the log file, I wanted to create every day. Suppose I open the application. Whenever I open the application, I want a new file to be created, because I will keep writing, okay, today's log data. Today, whatever happens from the morning to night, I wanted to keep writing it. Next day, I wanted to create a new file. Agree? I should create a new file. I should not write in the same existing file. Okay, I cannot see the chat. Let me see the chat once. Okay, so now can you tell me, guys? Aditi, Roshan, Abhishek, you all understood? Okay, thank you for confirming. Okay, thank you. So I hope you got it now why I'm getting this file exist error, because it will always open a new file every day, especially log files and all. If you see, where I'm going to store everyday log data. Log are actually something like your logs at your, what I mean to say, at your laboratories, like, yeah, to monitor or something. Especially, yeah, login details and everything. So in manual thing, you will be having some log files at your college, like when you visit your library or when you visit your laboratory, they will be writing time in and time out. That's true, Vamshi. Okay, it keep records of transaction. Very good. So in many applications you require this concept of log files. Okay, so whenever you have such kind of files, log files are also kind of files actually, right? Log files are also kind of files actually. So basically, log files are the one where you will be writing it down, okay, every time. So that's why it will always make sure it will open a new file. If I mention abc2.txt, there will be no problem. It simply opens it. Oh, it already got file 2 is also there. Let me check. Do we have, yeah, I did not got deleted, I think. Okay, it did not got deleted, so that's why I'm getting an error again, you see. Now if I say file abc3.txt, it will not give me an error. It says that I open abc.txt, xmode 0, false and true. If I run for the second time, I will get error. So it will only run for first time. I can run this program only for one time, and whatever the log is there, I will write into the log. No, it's not like that, Aditi. It's not to check whether the file is there or not. Can be okay, can be some purpose, but we do have functions for that, Aditi. File exists or not, we do have functions for that. In OS module, we do have a lot of functions related with that. So it's not for checking actually, it is for opening for a different purpose. Yes, that's fine. It's same like write mode only. X is same like write mode, but it's a different purpose. Write is can open any file, existing file and all. Please repeat the example of log files. Okay, Anjali. So example of log files will be like, for example, there will be some application, Anjali. Like for example, you wanted to create an application for your laboratory or your library. So in the library, whenever anybody, suppose I open the my application, a file should be created, a new file should be created, and whatever people log in and log out information should be kept in this log file. So that at the end, if I take a printout, it will give me all the timing when he get in and when he get out. And next day when I open, it should not open the same file, it should open a new file. It should open a new file again where like with a date. For example, today's date is like 28, okay, 28/7/2020, and another file will be created tomorrow which is 29/7/2020. So every day a new file should be created. Yes, every day a new file should be created here. Got the point, Anjali? That's why this X mode can be useful in that case. Yes, that's what we did. It's all about taking a login and log out and a kind of thing. You see, you will get the log files for your internet usage. If you ask your internet subscriber, they'll give you a log file which contains your every day usage. How many, what is the time you you use the internet, or what is the time you log in and what is the time you log out, how many bytes of data you have read or write or something. Every information you will get it, that's called a log file actually. So everybody will maintain a log file. Everybody will maintain a log file. So other modes are available. Other modes are available. Like you have R plus mode, which is nothing but read plus write. You have W plus mode, write plus read. A plus mode, append plus read. And you don't have X plus because it does not make sense. So it will not having it. Or also for there is another category called binary file. For binary files, you have RB, you have WB, you have AB, you have XB, you can have R plus B, W plus B, you have A plus B. So these are the binary files actually. These are for the binary files. So these are all modes of your file. These are all modes of your file. Okay, so here I will conclude now, because these days I will be taking a 1 hour session. One of the reason is having a network issue like internet. Right now I'm using my mobile data and I have classes till night 10:30. So I have to make sure that the mobile data will be available for me. Actually, I'm using two mobile data to deal with all those classes. So quite dependent. So that's why a couple of days, I think today it will get resolved. So from tomorrow we can resume the actual timing. Okay, so today I have to conclude so that I can manage the time and I can take. I hope you all understand. Okay, so please go through with this concept. Is a basic concept what we covered, which is very much true with other languages as well. So please go through with it. If you have any doubt, you can ask me to next tomorrow morning. I will keep it. Yeah, thank you, Vishwajit. Thank you, Aditi. Yeah, Krishna, you just go through with it. It's for read plus write. Okay, and you can also write and read. I'm going to show all these things when we are reading and writing from the file. Don't worry about it. Just note down if you want. Just note down, possibly do some research. Otherwise, no need. I'm going to teach you all these things when we actually implement it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Vishwajit. Thank you, Roshan. Thank you, Ravindranath. Yeah. Thank you, Narendra, Krishna, Prasanti. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Satyam. Thank you, Nitesh. Thank you, Nitin. Yeah. Have a good day, everyone. Stay home. Stay safe. Thank you, Aditi. Thank you, Daljit Singh. Vamshi. Thank you.